Welcome to another episode. My name is Dean Vass. You can follow me on X at hashtag Kangas, Instagram, hashtag Kangaroos podcast. Tonight, I'm back with my usual AFLW correspondent, Claire Cozzy. Nice to have you on again after another impressive and comprehensive win against the Swans this time. Although, according to Daniel Harford, every goal we kicked was either lucky or should have been a free kick to the Swans. But the girls just keep on rolling, whoever they put in front of us, don't they, Claire?
Yeah, undefeated, 20 wins in a row. Pretty incredible when you think about that and what they've been able to achieve. I tell you what, though, I have to pretty much chuck the commentary on mute these days because between someone not really getting any of the names of our players right and the constant glazing of the opposition, it boils my blood. So I just figure I better mute it in case I start throwing things. So yeah, look, I'd probably say that to all North supporters. That would be my advice going into the next, game. It's not that good. It's not that fun to listen to. So you may as well put some music on the background. I reckon it's a better way to enjoy the game, Dean.
Yeah, now it's getting ridiculous, the commentary, and worse each week. Every week we seem to hear about the opposition, like you said, and how poor they are playing and what they need to do to fix it. And maybe it's just a case of the teams not being anywhere near our level, Claire. But also, we had Ash Riddell not get mentioned at all in the broadcast, but she was about to break her own record with 30 seconds to go. No mention of Jasmine Garner, really, and the fact that she is the best AFLW football this competition has had since its inception. Nothing on Mia King, Amy Smith, and so forth. It would be nice if they could sing their praises every now and then.
Yeah, look, we spoke off air about this. There's one part of me that's incredibly frustrated, and I have, as you well know, been pretty frustrated with the media coverage of North Melbourne for a long time now. And there's another part, if I'm being truthful, also has to understand that broadcasting such a one-sided affair must be hard. I do find it. There were some comical things, though, like when I think there was like 90 seconds left, a minute and a half left in the quarter, and Kelly Underwood goes, there's 90 seconds left. Let's see if the Swans can make North pay. And I'm like, they haven't scored this quarter. I was just sort of, and it was that classic, Morfitt's tapped it down. I'm like, well, she didn't because Garner's got the ball at ground level and she's fed it to Vicky Wall. So there are points where you do have to laugh and sort of sit back and Bogue shaking off Grierson to kick that goal when it got that fast play and she got the name wrong and she called her O'Shea. I just thought I don't think I can stomach. I mean, if anything though, at least Kelly Underwood's doing that with the men's and the women's. She's getting all the names wrong. So I guess there's some gender equality there. But yeah, I just think basic premise of broadcasting is knowing the players, doing the research, understanding what role they play. I would have even liked some analysis as to why, Chloe Molloy went on to Ghana. Tell me about that. As Daniel Harford is a coach, he's a former coach. So Harford, give me a 3-minute spiel of why Scott Gowans has decided to make that move. I just think that the commentary lacked analysis and it lacked any sort of depth, which was, as we know, very disappointing, but unfortunately that has been the narrative of how the media has treated AFLW for the majority of its entire history of the league, unfortunately. So, yeah.
Look, I understand the commentary's bad, but we'll just ask for a little bit of praise, every now and then. You don't have to get the names right, but, you can praise us. Not with 30 seconds to go in the game or tell us how good we are. Just to balance it out. We've been very good for a long time. A lot of players unheralded, don't get much recognition. I don't think it bothers the girls too much, but I have a feeling, Claire, some of them probably do take it personally. And the way they play, every time there's a free kick, and I haven't even started the umpiring yet, but every time something happens, whether a team gets a goal or something, it seems to fire up the girls, and they show no mercy whatsoever. And no letting off the pedal, especially last quarter. Last quarter, I think they got the first goal of Swans. I think we kicked the next 3 within 5 minutes after that, and we looked angry that we conceded a goal.
Yeah, there's a real relentlessness to it. I think there's a bit of, I think if we're being honest, Dean, in contrast to how North have been treated, I think the AFLW media definitely have highlighted and sung the praises of the Swans. And I understand the building blocks behind that is to try and build the league. And they do get 7,000 people to come to Henson Park and watch these Swans games. But I think, you got to take with the good with the bad. So some of the articles that were penned and some of the media that has been around the Swans leading up to this game, and then sort of indicating and inferencing that, they could really challenge the Roos. Well, they were pretty much humbled by, halftime on the Saturday, because I think, as much as a lot of the media would love to see someone challenge us, and Scotty Gowans being our former coach, having some secret codes, I guess, to unlock the special talent that is North, that was their best bet. And unfortunately, it was pretty obvious in the skill level. And even for me, what stood out heaps, Dean, was the running patterns and the fact that North were able to spread, carry and run and transition so well. And Swans just looked cooked. And I'm saying they didn't even look cooked. Like, I'm talking like, with 10 minutes to go with the game. I'm saying that they looked cooked at halftime. They looked absolutely run out of gas tickets at halftime. And I thought to myself, what sort of, and I know Launceston Oval's big. Like, I know it's a big oval, but I'm also sort of like, what are we doing here when we're comparing an elite 20 in a row streak compared to, have the Swans even won 20 games in terms of...
That's the third year. No, I don't think they have.
Yeah, so I just don't think we should be comparing these two sides anymore. I think, it's been a real come down for maybe the people that thought that they were on the same level, and we know for a fact, they're just absolutely not. So, yeah.
That's they completely went into meltdown in the third quarter, the commentators. Every time we got a goal, half of them would say, "Oh, that should have been a free kick to the Swans." Even though the first half, I might as well talk about the umpiring as well. It seems to go against us a fair bit each week. We copped it against Essendon, I felt like, in the third quarter. The first half, even though they're inside 50 count, I think they had 7 inside 50s, 9 for the first 3 quarters, the Swans. and when it levelled out in the second half, we could have won this game by, a cricket score. I think 68 points was quite generous in the end, Claire.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, actually, because I think we kicked 10-10, and there was a couple of goals that I think went a little bit missing. 68 in this league does feel like a lot, but it could have been 100. It did feel like that. And it felt like the only reason why it wasn't 100 was because Sydney, for the majority of the game, played people behind the ball. So you looked up and you saw that forward 50. So obviously North had to adapt and change their style and look to go the short, shallow kicks or be creative by moving the ball quickly to get over their kind of press. But majority of the game was played in North's forward 50. It was a bit frustrating that they went full shutdown mode. And even when they tried to transition the ball over the top, there was no one there for the Swans to kick at, because I think at times they were having 2 behind the ball. So they weren't playing with any sort of endeavour to try to attack and try to win the game off their own boot. So, like we said, it probably could have been closer to 100, but it was the way that, they decided to shut down the scoring capacity by flooding the forward 50 for us, which made it incredibly difficult when you've got, basically the whole full 16 Swans girls within 70 metres of each other. So, not exactly the style of football that Gowans, spoke about pre-season about what his players wanted to play. So that's interesting, I guess.
But they transitioned it well a couple of times from a defensive 50 early, the Swans, but that was through a good contested mark from Malloy or an individual sort of brilliant play. They managed to transition rather than actually our system was always going to hold up. And when that didn't happen, the ball would just go back inside our field 50. I think in the first 3 quarters, the inside 50 count was 47-9, which just shows how far ahead we are. Not just of them, but it seems to happen every week where we're about, probably 15, 20, 25, 30 inside 50s more than the opposition because of their system holds up. I think the girls are used to it, Claire, that teams are just dropping numbers back, almost trying to minimise the damage.
Yeah, definitely. It does seem to be a bit of a narrative. We joked last year when we played Essendon. And I think even maybe Ferg or Righty came onto your podcast and spoke about how they spent the majority of the day just with their hands on their hips, because not only was there like just the flooding, there was no actual plan to transition the ball out. Like, okay, you win the ball in defensive 50, what are you going to do now? And I did think, apart from a couple of brilliant efforts, like I know Chloe Malloy did a quick, fast play and she broke the tackle of, I think, Carney or Tripodi. And she did, she did some really interesting things. And there was, at the start of the game, definitely in the first quarter, I saw that Swans were prepared to be brave and go for the quick overlap through the corridor, and they were rewarded for effort with that. Like, there were some interesting goals that they were able to sort of create, or at least provide opportunities by doing this style of play. But like you said, two things happened. North structurally, defensively are so sound. And then secondly, I think they run out of gas tickets, because when the ball is played down your defensive half for so long and you're doing repeat efforts and stoppages and a lot of chasing, you run out of the capacity to sort of attack. You run out of the ability to spread when you've spent all your energy defending. So, yeah, it's frustrating for us as supporters, because we would love to see a bit more of a attacking style played against us, to see how we would as a team respond to that. But unfortunately, teams seem to shut up shop quite quickly. And it's only like, it doesn't shock me. I think someone came out with a statistic that we scored a lot of our goals from the first couple of minutes of the start of the quarter. And I think the reason is because it's an open forward line. They haven't flooded it yet. It's Garner and Riddell through the middle, hitting up Sheila or Randall or Bogue. So it's got a very clean, quick transition to it. Whereas in terms of plays, if you can flood them all back, it just becomes a real nightmare to get the space and lead into the space and find those goal opportunities. So, I'm not going to lie, I was pretty flat about the Swans. Look, don't get me wrong, I'm happy that we won, and I'm happy we won so much.
I did hear that in the message, Claire.
Well, I'm flat that we didn't get that. I don't think we got the challenge that we wanted from them. I don't think. What do you think? Do you think they showed up? I don't think they did. I think that was pretty poor performance by them.
We're in the opposition's minds before the game has started. To be honest with you, Claire, I don't think any team is going to get close to us this year. I think the closest has been Geelong in round one, and that was still even a 5-goal win. But each week that goes past, and teams look at us, they know in their heads before the game's even started, when they play us, that they can't win that game. You can sort of tell. Hope for the best. They come out with energy. They use a lot of energy early. Teams. Generally, the first quarter is pretty even. But then after that, they're like you said, they look out of gas. They almost look like they've given it everything they have, and they're still down by 2 or 3 goals. There's nothing left for a lot of these girls. You can't keep Jasmine Garner. You can't keep Ash Riddell, Mia King, Amy Smith.
There's just too much money.
And I don't think the Swans are that good, to be honest with you, Claire, anyway.
I think I agree with you. I think they're barely a finals team, but it's hard in the season to rate who is finals, considering how, your fixture kind of just decides your fate. So, Melbourne are sitting second at the moment, and we've spoken about this. We think they've got a pretty soft fixture. So it's like, are they second, or are they got a soft fixture? And I think I looked at Adelaide, and obviously they got beaten by Richmond today, which is pretty amazing for the league. But it's all up and down at the moment. Whereas with the Swans, I think, and we spoke about this, I think when they're on, they can be so attacking and create a lot of scoring opportunities, and they can do some great things. But I think their defense is 17th ranked in the league. So that's where it needs to be cleaned up. So they are conceding so much score. And when you're playing a team that scores the heaviest in the league, it's not going to be a good matchup, I would have thought. So what I think I was frustrated at is that if you stick to your guns and you say to yourself, okay, well, we're not the best defensively, but let's at least try to have a shootout, and let's at least try to put more goals on the board. They completely collapsed. They did not play their game style at all, Swans, which is a credit to North, because they forced them into a different style. But it's also frustrating because, okay, you know, if you want to create this like this exciting type of brand of football that Swans are supposed to be renowned for, then you've completely shattered your own image of yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, I found that really frustrating. If I was a Swan supporter, I sort of would have been like, okay, it's one thing to be beaten by 68 points, but let's at least put some dignity back on the board and try to attack in you know, our Sydney brand of football, you know?
Yeah. Oh, look, the Brisbane Lions, I thought, battled bravely. I think that Carlton as well, they're probably another team, even though we beat them by 9 goals. I thought they tried, to, play a counter-attacking style of football from the defensive 50 particularly, but, it just didn't work for them at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, they're in the top 4 at the moment too, Carlton, because of the way they play. Whereas the Swans are just, I don't know, they started off okay, but their confidence was rattled pretty quickly. And, I think Darren Crocker even spoke at quarter time, well, we have to adjust. They're transitioning the ball outside their forward 50, and we adjust. The other teams can't adjust.
There is that difference of being able to adjust and seeing things happening during the game and being able to absolutely sort of move the magnets around and make the shift. Because I noticed that, I mean, apart from Malloy going on to Ghana, I don't know what Gowans did to change the game. I don't know what he did apart from putting 2 behind the ball and putting Malloy in the middle. I don't think there were many things that he did to try and shake it up. Which was a little frustrating because I thought from a strategic point of view, why not, go with something else? I thought to myself, I'm like, why not put Zippy in the middle for a bit? She seems to be the least flustered and the most composed with the ball. Why not see what she could do in terms of offensively? We know what she can do inside our defensive 50 because she got enough ball down there. But, what if she got the ball, at least halfway forward of centre, so then she could use it to kick well inside 50. So it was frustrating from that point of view. But I do admire, in hindsight, the teams that at least stick to their guns and stick to their style as opposed to worry about the scoreboard. Because, I don't think there's any learnings there. If you're sitting back and just flooding, what's the learnings that you're going to take away from this, as opposed to, okay, how do we break a North Melbourne press? How do we defend? How do we get over the top? How do we win one-on-ones with their defenders? Like, I'm not sure. In his press conference, Scott Gowans did say, I'm going to take a lot away from this. And I thought, what do you take away? You didn't, like, there was the brand that you wanted to play versus the brand that you put out there are two different things. So I'm not sure what your learnings from this game are, to be honest. So I was a little confused at that, to be honest, Dean.
Well, his message was a bit mixed at 3/4 time. He said, we're going to change things up in the last quarter. And the other thing he changed up was putting extra players behind the ball. It felt like, they kicked the first goal and they tried to, they got a few couple of centre clearances early, I should say, to get the ball forward, but that was about it. And once they kicked that first goal in the last quarter, I think it fired us up even more. And we said, no, we're not going to take this. So that's just the standards we're setting at the moment. Now, I'm going to go to some unsung heroes. Now, obviously, the commentary don't mention any of our players at all, but we might as well talk about it. And an unsung hero for me yesterday, and close to best on ground, was Tess Craven. She's just owned that wing, and her foot skills have to be close to the best in the competition. She pinpoints passes 35 to 40 metres away with ease. And mind you, some of the forwards that were up the ground weren't exactly, or didn't have great separation from their defenders, but always kicked it to their advantage. She's a very good player, Claire.
Yeah, elite. Love it. I love that you pointed out Tess because I could not agree more. I just thought it's also like what Tess is doing off the ball and how she's creating space and how she's lengthening and widening the oval and her game awareness to be in certain situations and spots, to be the outlet. I think she's incredible. I think, again, a testament to North Melbourne's development and their conditioning and their entire program, because I think players like Tess, Amy Smith, when Taylor Gatt went down, I had like a panic attack thinking about the rotation of the wing and what's going to happen. But I shouldn't have broken a sweat because realistically, the absolute professionalism of Tess Craven she's incredible. I mean, even like going back the week against Essendon, you saw her run. She runs 150 metres both ways. She does it defensively and she does it when we're in like transitioning. And she's a great ability to, like you said, pinpoint a target, find the space and even kick to space, knowing the advantage goal side of what will that bring for North Melbourne, the players. I think she's incredibly selfless. She's always looking to pass off. If you see her kind of inside 50, where any other player you'd say, have a ping test, like have a go, you've got it from here. She's always looking for the short 20-meter pass to put someone in a better position. So for me, she really symbolises the kind of the core of what North Melbourne is. She's selfless, she's hardworking, and she always feels connected to all the players. It always feels like she's just mere meters away from being a part of the play, or at least being involved in it in a way that kind of helps North Melbourne. So yeah, she's incredible, Dean. I couldn't agree with you more. I love her.
No, definitely. And she's, making that wing her position. Because probably the last couple of years, she's tried half back, she's tried a little bit of half forward and a little bit on the wing. So, yeah, it's good that she's found a position on the wing. And, yeah, like you said, her running both ways. And sometimes on the wing it can go without reward. You do get into space, and sometimes the players just ignore you. But I feel like it's all coming together for her now, and it seems like the players have a lot of trust in her as well, especially with her foot skills. Another unsung hero, and to me, Eliza Shannon. She played a fair chunk of the game on Chloe Molloy, kept her scoreless. And I know that she did that bad turnover in the first quarter, but one-on-one is a very good defender, isn't she? Doesn't lose many one-on-one battles.
No. And I think what's really helped in her game is also now she's becoming, not only is she a one-on-one defender, but she's now been given the, freedom and the confidence to back in her offensive skills. Like, she'll take an intercept mark or go back, and she will often sort of be like, okay, I will pick Mia King in the corridor and bravely pass the ball to her and sort of do a little bit more attacking. I think when we first met Eliza Shannon, she was a little bit more one-dimensional, and that she was just a traditional 1v1 defender, more of a back, like more of a key back. And now I've seen her definitely come into her own and flourish more in like her pressing up and playing a defensive role, but also a half-back role in being really key into our transition play. So, yeah, it's incredible. I mean, look, I think she was very unlucky last year to not play in the grand final. Unfortunately, she was one of the few that did miss out, and that just speaks to the depth. But there was just no way that Carney wasn't going to play in that grand final. So, unfortunately, I think she was the out for Carney. But she's been great. Her and Boyd back there, and Carney and Ferg and Birch. The defenders don't often get the flowers, but I think defenders win you premierships. So yeah, I'm very confident with Shannon heading into the pointy end of the season. I think that she's developed really well and adds another kind of, I guess, ingredient to our transition play. So she's been really good.
Yeah, I mean, we've lost a couple of defenders this year too, like Nicole Bresnahan has obviously done her ACL out for the year, and Sarah Wright has had her challenges. So, yeah, she probably won't be back this year. But, so it's a full credit that we've been able to find a couple of players. Eric O'Shea didn't play last week. We talked about Tess Boyd coming in late into the team through the course of the year. And, it's turned into a pivotal part of the defence, and really, looking good on that halfback flank. Very good skills, and it's coming at the right time. A 28-year-old that no one thought was good enough for their teams, but we seem to find them, Claire. So yeah.
Oh, Dean, haven't you heard though? We need to blow up the entire league because North has just been kissed, and we're expansion. We just got everything handed to us, Dean. So therefore, I mean, never mind that we find Ferguson, Shannon from the VFL, Boyd from the VFL, Riddell got overlooked twice. We took Mia King and Nicole Bresnahan from Tasmania, like little known, like draft 50s and 60s from Tasmania. But blow it all up, team. Start again because North has been kissed on the dick too many times, I reckon.
Yeah, that's what they say. Let them cry, Claire. I'm happy to win every game by 10, 12 goals if they're going to melt down on social media. And I'm happy to win every game, even the grand final by 10 goals. And for the next 5 years, I'll be happy.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, I mean, I was on board a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I thought, it might be nice to make it more even. But now I'm 100% watching the absolute melts and people who have no idea about AFLW. You can tell it's their first day watching it, having all these opinions. I'm like, mate, it's embarrassing. Like, I wouldn't post this publicly if I were you. Like, I would not be saying these things for the whole internet to see, but go ahead if you want to. Embarrass yourself publicly. If that's your kink, go for it, you know?
Yeah, like that Brisbane Lions person that's complaining about equalisation. And they've been kissing on a dick with Ashcroft Boys, Fletcher, and everything else.
Literally, Draper going up there as well in free agency.
Oscar Allen getting the captain of the West Coast Eagles.
That was hilarious. I was like, surely this is like, is this black comedy?
Is a piss take. Yeah,
I'm like, surely, you know what? If he's got me on sarcasm and weird, like, fair enough, fair play. But I think that's.
No, he was serious.
Yeah, I think he was being dead serious. And it was funny because another Brisbane supporter direct messaged me and be like, yeah, that guy's enough. We don't even like him either. So I think it's always telling when your own supporter base tells on you. You know what I mean? Like every supporter base has nuffies. Every supporter base has freaks and weirdos. I will admit some have more than others. But yeah, I think it's very telling when another supporter messages you and says, yeah, pay no mind to this guy, even we dislike him. So, yeah. Anyway, here's what it is.
We'll move forward anyway. Do you think that Riddell will get 50 in the game this year? She's always there, isn't she? A contested beast and a very good outside play, which she has added to her game in the last year as well, Claire. I mean, 40. Once you get 45, just breaking her own record like it's nothing. But,
I know.
Yeah. Do you think there's a possibility she might get the half-century mark? It wouldn't surprise me.
Potentially, she's just.
It's hard because of quarters in the game.
Yeah, it's hard because of the thingos and also her time on ground. But she's just so humble, Dean. Like, I messaged her after the game and I said, "You're a freak." Like, I just wrote that to her, text her, and she just wrote back, "Oh, it was good to get the chocolates." I'm like, mate, you can be a little bit more happy about that. You've just broken your record again. And she just wrote back a polite message, just thanking that it's all about the team with her. Like it's just, I have no doubt with her and Garner, these statistics, these awards mean nothing. Like, as in genuinely mean nothing, because they're all about team first and what they can do to get the wins for the team. So I just think that we're a little bit hamstrung with the fact that, the game time is shortened. And also her time on ground is not 100%. That being said, if she's ever going to push it, it could be against the Tigers next week, because I'd imagine she'd get quite a bit of the ball in that midfield. But yeah, she's a class act. It's hard to believe that when Garner kicks 4 goals with 28 possessions, that she potentially doesn't get the 3 votes. Like that's the world that we're living in at the moment. That maybe Ash has stolen the 3 from her. So yeah, I don't know. For me, they're the best 1-2 punch in the league and probably have been for at least.
It's not even close. Like they're the best 2 players in the comp by a mile.
Yeah. Well, I made a joke. I said, did the Sydney Swans midfield get a discount for your clinic that you put on today? Because, back to base, they've got a business where they sell footy skills. So, they're giving them free footy skills for and other girls are getting paid for it. So, they're just class act. I think what's interesting about Riddell is that what keeps her, I think, grounded is the fact that, while she's getting leather poisoning on the weekend, she's also teaching 5-6 as well. Like, she's a teacher. Like, it's kind of crazy to think that one of the best midfielders in the league also goes and teaches ABCs. Like, it's pretty wild. So yeah, I mean, good on her. We love it. We love to see it. But it's crazy for me to say this, Dean, but we haven't even seen her ceiling yet. I think she's only going to get better. I think comes finals time, she's going to be super clutch. And she finds another. I think the big thing about her is her running capacity as well. She knows when to burn you off for pace, and then she knows where to gut run. I'd say that in our time trial, she'd be in the top 5. So I think in the fitness-wise, she's got everyone covered. But yeah, she's incredible. We've run out of words, haven't we, for Garner and for Riddell? There's nothing left to say at this point. They're goats, and we love to watch them.
No, definitely. I mean, might as well talk about Garner because no one talks about her as well. 29 disposals, 6 clearances, 653 metres gained, a goal assist, 4 goals straight, 10 scoring involvements, and he even had time for 5 intercepts as well. Any other player in the comp and any other team and they wouldn't shut up about her. But because she plays for North, they keep her pretty quiet, Claire. And I don't think she minds that, to be honest with you. She's very, very. She doesn't like talking about herself. Put it this way.
Yeah, very humble operator. Yeah, I did love one of my favorite goals was watching her that leg break. Did you see that one where it rolled and it kind of bounced and then it curved back in and it was like
yeah.
That was fantastic. That was just I just thought classic Ghana. And then she had a couple of snaps around the body and another one I think on quarter time or 3/4 time. I forget what it was, but yeah,
Mark,
I mean. Yeah, she's just. I think at the root of Ghana is the fact that she's so selfless, and that I don't know whether anyone else could do this. And what I mean by that is that there seems to be no ego, and there seems to be so much team first mentality about her, and she's so absolutely rooted to the ground by her philosophy of being a captain that leads with like integrity and with class and professionalism. And I don't know whether if anyone in the league was as good as Ghana or was on that level, whether it wouldn't get to their head. Where, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
The levels that she's gone to, if you let that get to your head, you could explode. You could really, really explode. But, she's just sort of humbly getting along, does her thing. I think, has a couple of dogs, goes up and helps Jenna at the potato farm. Like, she's just such a chill operator and so team first that nothing really bothers her. And I think that's what makes her such a good player. And I'm not sure if anyone got to that level, whether it might be actually a bit of a burst of the ego and it might have a impact on your team. Like, I'm not, by comparison, and I'm not saying Mon Conti is an ego player. I don't think she is. But, like, a Mon Conti, in comparison to her teammates, like, you got Brennan in there and you've obviously got Al McKenzie, but she's so far ahead of the pack that how could you not always just say, give me the ball? You know what I mean? Like, how could you not just devise an entire game plan around Mon Conti because she's that good? Whereas I think Ghana is the first one, like you said, with like 10 score assists or score involvements and things like that. She's just so humble that it makes her such a good player. Though the characteristics that she has as a personality, as her traits, makes her the best player in the league, in my opinion. So, yeah, I mean, like you said, I think one of the reasons why, again, they don't like talking about North in the media, and they probably just run out of things to say about her, because what else can you say at this point? She's just incredible,
No, that's it. There's only so many things you can talk up about her. That's for sure. So, but yeah, we love watching her playing for our club and being the captain as well. She hasn't lost a game as captain. That goes through last year. So yeah, full credit to her. Also, last minute inclusion specialist Amy Gavin Mangan, or AGM as we like to call her. Yeah, not bad to have as a late replacement this year. 12 disposals, goal assist, and 7 score involvements as well. I mean, she deserves an opportunity, but I think we might have spoken about this off air. If we've got a fully fit team, unfortunately, she misses out.
Yeah, it's one of those great things about North is the depth that we talk about. Like, you look about who we put as a team against Swans, Swans being full strength versus no Taylor Gatt, no Eilish Shurin, no Alice O'Loughlin, no Flash. Obviously, she's out for the season, and Sarah Wright as well. And AGM being able to step in and play her role is pretty incredible. She's so quick as well. And I think with her footy smarts, I watched her chip kick the ball into Bogue, maybe in the third or I'm not sure what quarter it is, but it was just a really smart. She didn't blaze away at goals. She didn't sort of she just put it really sweetly in front of her, and I think that's a testament to her hard work in the preseason and really perfecting her skills. Like, you can kind of tell with her handballs, they still hit the mark, but they just look a bit odd. Whereas. And so, I mean, don't get me started with their bouncing. The bouncing is diabolical. It gives me...
it's hard to watch.
It gives me nightmares because she did get run down. She had all the time in the world and she kind of like popped it over and it was fine. But, yeah, when she bounces, in my head, I just say to myself, don't worry about bouncing. Like, just handball it in front of you at this point. That's just got to be easier
That's it.
than actually bouncing. But she's a gun. Again, testament to North's development and their capacity to provide those talent pathways. And And Dean, you'd be shocked to know that just like the VFLW, everyone has access to Ireland. Everyone can have access.
Well, you wouldn't think so, would you? The way
The way they carry on. I'm like, mate, just create the talent pathways and invest in the sport. Like, I think about North flying over Bogue's sister to watch her in Brisbane. Like, that's the commitment that North make. They want these players to feel like family to the club. They want them to be a part of their journey and to enjoy it. So, yeah, I just, when you take it seriously, when you take AFLW seriously, you'll be shocked at how well you can do on the scoreboard. I would have thought, Dean.
Yeah, it's funny that, isn't it? All right, Richmond next week. Should we be worried, Claire? They had an impressive win against the Crows today. Are we catching them at the wrong time?
No, fair enough. Credit to them. I laid into them last week, so I've got to come back and give them their dues. I thought they did really well today. I think they caught Adelaide on the hop. I think Adelaide for a couple of weeks in a row have looked a bit sus. They scraped by Sydney to get the win for Ebony Marinoff's 100th, and they came behind to beat the Suns quite convincingly, but they did come behind. And I think, wrong place and right time for Tigers. I think Katie Brennan did really well. Ellie McKenzie, Mon Conti had a great game. So, full credit. I think it was really good. I think I hate to see teams and clubs go an entire season without a win. I know from a North Melbourne men's perspective how demoralising that is. So I would never wish for that. Look, hopefully they've got a bit of bite. I would like to see them off the back of this win try an offensive style of play, like watching them move the ball with Conti from the middle and hit up a half forward, or go to Kate Dempsey on the wing and then try to get a Greiser or a Millsy Yassir, or who else have they got in that forward line? Katie Brennan, of course. Like, I think they've got some interesting forwards that we can do a bit with. But yeah, I think pound for pound, talent wise, they've got a good maybe 6 to 7 players are pretty good, but it falls away pretty quickly. And I think we'll have them covered, Dean. I'm not stressed, to be honest.
No, I'm not stressed at all or anything like that. But I have a funny feeling, Claire, in the next year or two, I wouldn't surprise me if we see Mon Conti in a North Melbourne jumper, to be honest with you. So,
okay. Watch this space.
I think we're a destination club in the AFLW, and there's going to be players that will want to come to us at the end of the year. And I think we'll get another player that's decent, another club, whether it's Mon Conti or not. That will want to come to us, and it'll send AFLW media and social media into complete meltdown. So, which is what I like to see.
Which is great. Yeah.
But expecting any team changes for this week? Obviously, Eilish Sheeran might be out for another week.
Yeah.
Did her hamstring in a warm-up, was icing it. I don't know how bad it is, to be honest with you. But, I mean, if she doesn't come in, I guess you just stick with what we know at the moment, don't you? Especially after winning 11 goals and what have we won 20 in a row now?
Yeah, it'd be pretty rough to be omitted from that team, wouldn't it? That's not a good time. Yeah, I have a funny feeling, though, that Sheeran will want to get back and play the Tigers, given that was her club before. So, yeah, I think it'll be management call on that one in terms of what they decide to do with her. I mean, look, we do have the luxury of potentially managing her for another week, which I would prefer to do. I don't want to take any risks going into the pointy end of the season. So, yeah, I think, the only in and out would be Sheeran for AGM at this point. But I hope AGM keeps her spot. I think she did some great things. She kicked a nice goal, did some great goal assists, and I, for one, welcome the Irish supremacy that is Arden Street. Like, we're, nearly a quarter of our team on the park is now Irish. So, just call us the North Melbourne, Tasmanian, Ireland Kangaroos, Dean. Like, we are Vicky Wall. I was gutted on the weekend, actually. I was weirdly upset because I realised that Erica O'Shea was the only Irish girl that hadn't got a goal. And I was a bit gutted for her. I was like, go forward, Ricky, and have a snap. And there was one point she snuck down. She might have been playing wing. I did see that. And she'd snuck down. I thought, she's gone the team thing and she's tried to centre it to Garner in the middle. But I'm like, babe, We could have had it all. We could have had we could have had the 4-leaf clover. But look, Bogue. I also said when Bogue ran in and looped the handball, she broke the ankles of that Swans defender, which
Good.
that was good. That was good gear, good content, and then looped it over to Emma King. You can just also tell that she has no idea that she's in the leading goal kickers. Like she was.
I don't think she cares about it.
No, she doesn't. And again, that's a testament to the selflessness of the team. But here I am screaming at the TV saying, "Babe, go back and kick it. Like you're going to win the league best and fairest in terms of goal kicking." And she's just looped it over to Emma King. But I did enjoy a lot of Bogue's highlights, and it's crazy to think that someone like Bogue and AGM, this is their first season, and how well they've slotted in. I mean, I think O'Shea got better with time. As in, don't get me wrong, there was always promise, but I think she's definitely developed her skill level. Vicky Wall has refined it, but she came in pretty good to go. I'd say if Erica came in at about 50%, Wall came in at about 70%, whereas Bogue and AGM just seem to have got it from day dot. I know Bogue's done it as a whole season without playing last year, but to think that AGM has just come in and picked up the game that well, it's crazy, the level of skill that she's been able to sort of, muster within 6 months. It's a real testament to her willingness to learn and get better and play good footy for the team. So, yeah, good on her. We love to see it. We love the Irish quartet. It's a real nice part of our team now, I would have thought.
Yeah, we've still got Neve Martin to come back next year as well.
I know, I'm excited for Neve. I miss Gilroy still. I do love Gilroy, but I'm happy with the quartet that we have currently at North. It's a good one, I reckon.
They're pretty similar players, Neve and Amy Gavin-Mangan.
Yeah.
Very similar, high pressuring, small forwards, and they do hit the scoreboard as well. So, yeah, not a bad little replacement. Blahin Bogue sort of just came out of nowhere, like you mentioned, and it's turned into a very important part of our forward line. And like you said, any other team could have access to these players, but not to be. Yeah, so it's good. What's your prediction for the Richmond game anyway? What are you thinking? I mean, obviously we're going to win, but you're thinking a bit of confidence from the Tigers today. They might put in a little bit of competitive performance.
Yeah, I think they'll, like you said, they normally have a crack till quarter time, as in they really give it a go. And I think ideally they'd fancy themselves, to give it a red hot crack in the first quarter, and maybe if they can stretch it out to half time. But I'm just looking at the weather on Saturday because I think it's at Icon. It's overcast. Is it
Saturday
rain?
night?
Oh, it's Saturday night. It is too. It's the night. Okay, so it's got yeah, it is too. Okay, so it's got a bit of rain, possible rainflower. Okay, so the ball might be a bit greasy. It's at night. No, North by about 52, I'd say, maybe. Yeah, anywhere between 40 to I think 50 would be my prediction. What about you? What are you going to go?
Yeah, I think the Tigers will be competitive. So about 43 points or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I still don't know how they are where they are in the ladder. Like, I know we've talked about this a little bit off air, and you've mentioned a couple of things, but I think there's a lot more talent on that list than it should be. I think they're a better team than Gold Coast, GWS, and so forth. They've still got enough talent there, but I think we'll just be too good. For every team in the competition.
Yeah, I do think I do think it's nice that they'll maybe find a bit of mojo off the back of this win against Crows. I think they'll sort of back themselves in a little bit more of how they want to play. Which would be good to see, because you're right. I do think in terms of lists, they've got a better list. I'd even go to say they might even have a better list than Collingwood, GWS. Who else did we say? Yeah, Gold Coast Suns. Yeah.
They should be probably in the middle between 8 and 12. They should be a lot better than what they are.
Yeah, I think they'll take confidence of what they've been able to produce this week. But I still think, it's probably going to be a 40-plus point win, because even if they do kick 30, we'll kick 70. You know what I mean? Of course. Yeah, I think our capacity to score is our biggest asset, and I think that, Yeah, like, for every couple of minutes that they challenge us and really put the pressure down, we'll have about 5 to 8 minutes where we score quite heavily, which has pretty much been the case for North for the whole year at this point. So, yeah, I'd really like to see Richmond be a lot more attacking and do a lot more off the back of this win, be daring. I mean, they were able to produce, I'm just looking at the scoreline now, they were able to produce a scoreline in which they were able to kick like a reason. I think they kicked 52 or something in the end. What did they kick?
58.
Yeah, 58. So,
yeah.
like,
that's
what's that?
pretty good, yeah.
That's pretty good. It's like 8 goals, 10. So, if you halve it, I mean, realistically, they could have kicked 10 goals today against Adelaide, who, as we know, are no mugs. So, they have the capacity. It's just what sort of team Tigers are going to bring out in the day. I do feel, though, like if you clamp down on a couple of their good players, if you clamp down on Conti and McKenzie, it is game over. There's not a lot about Richmond that you need to, like I said, if you clamp down on Conti, their main ball distributor, it's pretty hard to find someone else who will be able to stand up. Like, if you tag a Riddell, you tag a Garner, Tripodi and King will step up, and I just don't think like Richmond have that depth, that layer of depth within their midfield yet. So I'll be fascinated to see, the Conti versus Garner sort of, because I think they're both very slick with the ball. I think they've both got very, very similar styles into how they use it. So I'll be fascinated to see that matchup. But haven't had a night game in a while, so that's very exciting, Dean.
Yeah, I think it was the grand final, wasn't it? So that's a night game. Yeah, so that would have been the last one where we won that comprehensively. So it'd be nice to get down there. On a Saturday night if you've got nothing else on. All right, Claire, we are transitioning to you know what?
Oh, it's my favourite. Yes.
Yeah, the crowd have gone wild. So all right, let's go to the questions. All right. I'm going to start with my favourite. Who is averaging more spoils this year? Jazz Ferguson or Eliza Shannon?
Oh, you knew to come out of the blocks with the Jazz Ferguson one. And, fair play to you. It's a smart call. But Eliza Shannon has taken heaps of intercepts this year. So, whilst my gut says Ferg, because you always put Ferg, I think you've tried to trick me straight off the bat. And so I'm going to lock in with confidence, not really, with a lot of nerves. I'm going to lock in Eliza Shannon, I think.
All right, you've locked in Eliza Shannon, and that is incorrect.
Oh!
Ferguson is averaging 2.5 spoils this year, and Eliza Shannon only 1.1.
Oh, so. You're kidding me. I mean... I don't know why I'm surprised.
Exactly, it's Ferg. Yeah.
It's just so dumb of me. Surely someone's screaming, listening to this, being like, "What are you doing? Just pick Ferg." Look, again, Jazz, I'm very sorry. All respect, we love you. I thought Eliza Shannon was having a really good year. So.
Oh, she is, by the way, but
true.
Not
as good as Ferg.
Nothing gets past the brick wall of Jazz.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Who is averaging more possessions per game this season between Erica O'Shea and Libby Birch?
Ooh. Because that's the hard thing. Lib gets the 1-2s happening. And Erica O'Shea, she's very... Oh. Do you know what? I'm going to go... Oh, no, because that doesn't affect average. Because O'Shea's been out a couple, but that doesn't affect...
Just one, I think.
Yeah,
she just missed one again.
Yeah, she just missed one again. I am going to go Libby. Bold flags Birch. I'm going to lock her in. We'll see how that goes. I'm very nervous, though.
All right. So you're locked in Libby Birch. That is correct.
Yes! Yeah. I knew it. Okay.
15.8 to Erica O'Shea, 15.4. So pretty close.
Oh, that is close. Yeah. Well, Libby loves getting the 1-2s. She's really good at that. And so that makes
getting a few chip kicks as well.
100%. Yeah. She loves like a little chip inside the defensive 50 and then running and creating space. So yeah, no, that's good. I love Libby. She was on the comms actually before. She was commentating the Richmond, the Adelaide game.
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah.
So it was nice to have a normal person in the box.
Oh, well, someone with half a brain's always a bonus. So,
it is. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
She's actually, she does the men's pre-game stuff and during the game stuff
Yeah,
on the bench. Really.
I'd be
Yeah.
really fascinated to ask her. Obviously, she's been on a whole bunch of different AFLW journeys, but I'd be really fascinated to ask her, not even with the bias of North, but be like, what's the difference between all the different clubs that you played for? 'Cause she's been at Dogs, Melbourne, and now at North. And just, I think she'd make for a good podcast interviewee because she's got so many different stories. And, she's got 3 flags, which is incredible.
No, 100%. Probably going for 3 different clubs as well.
Yeah.
And probably get number 4, 5, 6 in the next few years. All right, who is averaging more tackles between Amy Smith and Tess Craven this year? So the wingers.
Yeah, the wingers. Oh, Tess loves a tackle, but so does. You know what? I love Amy Smith, but she's more of a run and carry. Like, I feel like she doesn't do as much tackling as Tess. So for that reason, I'm going to lock in Craven, I think. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was Smith.
Okay, so you're definitely going with Craven.
Yeah, I'm going with Craven. I don't know why, but I reckon we'll see. Here we go.
Well, it is pretty close, but you are correct. So,
yes. Nice.
Tess Craven is averaging 3.6, and Amy Smith is averaging 3.5. So
wow,
very, very close.
That is close. I think with Tess, sometimes I remember it more because she's, I don't know, maybe it's her tattoos or something that stands out to me. I just remember she can do it all though. She can run, she can kick, she can tackle, she can goal. So can Smith, but I just remember Tess with the tattoos, I reckon.
Yeah, fair enough. Not a bad logic way. If you get the answer, it's always a good logic. So, all right, next one. Who is averaging more handballs per game between Ruby Tripodi and Jasmine Garner?
Oh, Tripodi hates kicking. She doesn't hate it, but what I mean to say is she loves to handball. They always look to her in tight to give the quick hands and for her to feed. So who was it? It was Tripodi or Garner?
And Garner, yeah.
Oh, Garner loves a handball as well. Ugh, but I'm going to go Tripodi just because I think I see her. I definitely see her handball more than I kick. And I do think Garner kicks it quite a bit. So I'm going to lock in Ruby Tripodi here.
And you will be correct there, Claire. Yes. Very good. Yeah, Tripodi 10.9, Garner 9.9. So,
okay. Yeah.
I was trying to throw you off there because Garner averages a lot more possession.
Well, yeah, I know, but I know Garner's good by foot and hand. And that's not to say that Tripodi's not at all, but Tripodi just likes it she likes looping it over, or she likes creating space or getting it in tight. Like I would say more than 50% of her disposals come from handballs, I'd say. And she still racks around about 20 a game. So if she's averaging 10 handballs a game, it kind of makes sense. But, yeah, anyway, I'm 3 from 3. No, actually, no, sorry. I'm 3 from 4. 3 from 4, that's not bad.
You missed the first one, but you're pretty close.
Yeah, Jazz Ferguson, every time. I don't know why I doubt it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if you can get to Jasmine Ferguson's disposal efficiency. I've still got a couple more. So
okay.
All right. So I'm going to go to the forwards now. Who has more goal assists in total this year between Vicky Wall and Jenna Bruton?
Oh, Vicky Wall or Jenna Bruton? They both like one outside from 50. Maybe Vicky. I'm going to lock in Vicky. I've got to lock in the Irish Quartet. I'm just going to have to go with it. I've got no idea. So let's just go Vicky.
Yeah, you are correct again. Yeah! So 4 out of 5. Vicky Wall has 5 and Bruton has 3. I did have a question about Bruton last week.
I remember you saying that.
At Ballaretti. So I thought maybe you might throw her off. She might
you're good at it, but I'm on a streak now. I'm on a hot hand.
4 in a row.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
1 more to go. So who has more score involvements in total this year between Kate Shearlaw and Blahin Bogue?
Oh, that's so hard. Blahin Bogue. So score just for the studio audience. Score involvements is when you're in a chain in which it
A
results in a
score is
goal.
involved. It doesn't have to be a goal or anything like that. It can be just.
Just could be a point, could be.
Yeah.
Okay. For that reason, I'm going to. Oh no, because Kate Schiller goes down the back sometimes and helps out there. Oh, Bogue. Irish Quartet, Bogue. I'm going to go Bogue.
You should have stuck with your initial instinct
Oh,
there.
shit. Oh, damn it.
Kate Schiller has
Oh.
39. Blahin Bogue has 38.
I tell you what, it's tight. It's tight. You know what? I'm gutted, but I'm kind of glad that I finished on maybe a loss because I was getting pretty ego. I was getting
Yeah, you like the Sydney Swans the first 5 rounds.
exactly.
We're going to start writing an article how good you are.
Exactly. You're going to write an article calling me a rock star, so it's nice. It's nice to be humbled by that experience. Yeah, no, I just thought with Kate Schiller going down back sometimes and working out, and then I don't really does Blaine Bogue go off much? What's her time on the ground?
That's a good question. So maybe I might have to look into that question next week, Claire.
Time on ground would be fascinating. I know that
I think it was about 77 or something percent. I did look it up too early.
She's on. Well, last game, it was 82 against Swans, so she was on it for a fair chunk. Randall's on 84, Riddell 88, and then Birch and obviously Ferguson go 100. Interesting management there with Amy Gavin Mangan, AGM, obviously going the 61 again. So yeah, it's fascinating what they're doing with Rennie as well, because obviously with Rennie, she took massive ruckloads at the start of the season, and now her and Kingy are splitting it, and therefore Kingy's got 74, and Rennie went 65, which is interesting. Yeah, I mean, look, it's working. Obviously, when you beat a team by 70 points,
I'm just going to go to the. Yeah, 100%. Well, exactly right. So I'm just going to go to time on ground. So you're looking at Blaine Bogue. So 75.9%.
Okay.
For the year. So
I
might have to have a question about that next week. So
time
on ground, who's got more and stuff.
Who's got more?
I can't say you that because you might look it up and think you do your research.
I could be gonna. No, I just know that Bert and Fergie are always on. And then obviously, okay, so O'Shea, that's good. O'Shea came back at 81% on ground, which is really good considering she was coming back from the ankle. So she played through most of the game. Interesting. It is very fascinating to me what they're going to do with the King and the Rennie situation, especially if O'Loughlin is back, because I have not. I mean, I couldn't kick either of them out, but I'm also like, well, how do you put the small forward? If we just say that Sheeran comes in for AGM, and then you've also got to kick someone out to make sure that Gat comes back in. And then what do you do with O'Loughlin? I don't know. These are all. I mean, this is why I don't get paid the big bucks, because it would be such a hard decision trying to fit them all in.
Yeah, I mean, you might get injuries, so it might make life a bit easier, but it's definitely going to be a lot tougher. All right, one more question while I've got the time on ground here. So, who's had the more time on ground percentage this year between Jasmine Garner and her partner Jenna Bruton?
Ooh,
it's close. I'll give you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. You know what? I actually think it's going to be Jenna, and you know why? It's because Jazzy's injury. So she would have gone. That would have skewed the entire averages.
But you don't get the time on ground is only when you play. It's not like if you miss games or anything.
No. But remember during the Freo game, she did the ankle, so she took.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So I reckon that potentially would skew it, and her average would go down because of that. Because let's say she plays it 80 most games and Jenna's at 75. That would skew. You know what? The math is mathing. I'm gonna go Jenna.
You're actually wrong. So it's Jasmine Garner 70.8 and Jenna Bruton 69.5.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Very. I mean, look, to be fair, there was a part of me that was like, that doesn't make any logical sense, because when you consider the mid rotations versus the small forwards or half forward mode, like we've got more half forwards to rotate through, so it makes sense that Jenna gets more time. I mean, that Jazz gets more time, but yeah, I just thought the injury might have skewed it a little bit. But yeah,
Good thinking there,
interesting.
Claire. That's logical
Well, it didn't lead to the right answer, but that's okay,
thinking.
Dean.
But
That's
it
all
makes
right.
sense. Yeah,
It
because I
does make
forgot that she
sense.
got injured against Freo and missed half the game. So
Yeah, which I thought would drag it down. But oh well, such is life. Who you got for the? Do you think Storm are gonna? I know this is off-brand, but do you think Storm will beat the Broncos, or what's your gut saying?
yeah, I think they will. If they're playing the Panthers, I wouldn't have been confident,
Yeah,
but because they're playing the Broncos, I'm going to back them in
yeah.
by about 8 points.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be
What about
tight.
yourself?
Well, yeah, I watched the Broncos last week, and I was pretty enamored with their capacity. It was a come from behind. I think they were
Yeah,
like
it's good.
14.
Really impressive.
Oh, it was
14-0
incredible.
down at half time. Yeah.
Yeah. It was incredible. But I do think potentially that emotion and all that hype and that energy, they've potentially spent their gas tickets on the prelim, and maybe, I don't know, because Storm have been there and they understand it, and they they've lost the grand final recently. I think there might be a bit of a different way of looking at it and a different sort of thing. I do agree with you. I think it will be close as well. I think it'll be anywhere between 6 to 10 points. But yeah, I'm pretty nervous. Someone who doesn't traditionally really, like, I've been to a couple NRL games and they've been nice, but I don't really follow it that heavily. I'm really excited because I've got a lot of North supporters who are also massive, like, Melbourne Storm fans. Like, they're really big into it. So I'm really happy for them. And one of the girls, Maddie, who does a lot of the photography for North Melbourne, she's a massive Melbourne Storm fan.
Yeah.
And so she'll be pretty keen. And I think Ryan Pappenhausen is a North Melbourne man.
Yeah, he's
so,
a massive North fan. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully, we know that Mitch Marsh got the century for Australia recently by
Yeah, in the
watching
2020.
the 2020.
Last night, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Thank God he did, because I would have lost.
I know. Well, they were absolutely. They were going through us. I couldn't believe it. He couldn't hold on to a batting partner, and then I thought it was ironic that I think whoever came in, maybe Abbott came in, and he hit the running score instead of Marsh. But clearly Marsh had seen the mini KO highlights of North smashing Sydney, and that's what inspired him to win. And then hopefully Pappenhausen is watched the Undefeated documentary before the game tonight, and does some incredible magical stuff, because I think, Storm, they kind of remind me a little bit like, and I say this in a good way, not in a derogatory way, they kind of remind me of Geelong in the sense that they keep on finding ways to get better and culturally and professionally always, like, be a really good team up there. So I'd like to see them get the chocolates tonight. I think that'd be really good. But then it was really cool watching the Broncos last week come from nowhere and beat the Panthers, because no one would have wanted to see the Panthers win 5 in a row. That's just kind of boring. I just don't think it's. I mean, don't get me wrong. If North win 5 in a row, you won't hear me complaining. But
no.
I just think it's good for the game when you have different sides in it playing at the grand final. So yeah, Storm by about 6, I reckon, is my final prediction.
Well, they're similar to North Melbourne AFLW team. They find a lot of players that no one really wants.
Yeah.
And from obscurity, and always give them an opportunity. A very good coach as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Bellamy's just crazy. I think
it'd be close to 20 years now. I have to think he's been coaching, or 15 years or something.
Yeah,
he's been there a long time.
Yeah, I think it's just the appetite and the hunger to always want to get better, and obviously their systems and their structures mean that any player can step in and really do well under that sort of that philosophy in that team. So yeah, they're a credit. They're definitely a credit, and hopefully they can get the job done tonight and be pretty good. It'd be good for NRL. Like, I think obviously NRL down in Melbourne is what I guess AFL is in Sydney. So it's nice to have an underdog story. And to be honest, a lot of interstates just keep winning things. It'd be nice for Victoria to have a win, Dean. It'd be nice to have some representation, I would have thought.
No, definitely. I noticed their commentators going to meltdown every time Melbourne Storm win games as well. So, it's similar to us at the moment. So, a lot of similarities there. So
yeah, exactly. We can relate. I think everyone makes really good jokes about that Phil Gold guy or whatever his name is. Yeah, he's just
Gus Gould or whatever.
Yeah, and how much bias it's on it. So. Oh, well, anyway, dinner time, Dean, and then we'll get cracking into the Melbourne Storm, and hopefully they can get the win for Ryan Pappenhausen, the North Melbourne man.
Sounds good. Well, Claire, thanks so much for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. Well, I'm sure we'll chat through the course of the week, and I might see you then next Saturday night if you've got no plans.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out, but yes, fingers crossed. That's the plan for now, Dean.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for coming on, Claire. And thank you to all your listeners for tuning in. Don't forget, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Hopefully you got all the questions right while it's happening, just like Claire. What did you get? 4 out of 7 in the end, so not too bad.
Not
over
good.
50. Yeah, over 50%.
Yeah, exactly. Still better than Sydney, you know.
No, well, that's not hard. So, yeah. Anyways, thanks so much for tuning in. I'll be back during the course of the week, maybe talking about the men's or even more AFLW. We'll see what happens. Until then,